Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is me, Adrian Syal. How are you everyone? So I'm in a good condition. I hope all of you in a good conditions too. So today I will gonna tell you guys our second Zoom meeting for human resource management class. So why I attend this class is because I want to learn and know more about human resource management and how human resource management play an important role in an organization. So the topic we're gonna discuss is about human resource management in organization. It is about human resource as an organizational core competency, where human resource play an important role in an organization. A core competency that's mean in human resource is a unique capability that create a high value and differentiate an organization from its competition. We also gonna talk about human capital, HR function, and etc. Let's jump to the topic. So before we jump to the topic, how human resource management play an important role in organization, we must know what is human resource management. So human resource management is a strategy approach to produce and competent professional people and ensure that every skill of people can be used effectively and efficiently for companies, organization, or a business. Human resource management consists of three words, that is human, resource, and management. Human refers to the worker or people who participate in organization. The word resource refers to the potential value possessed by a certain material or element in life. And the next word is management, which has a definition of the process of planning, decision making, organizing, leading, motivation, and controlling the human resource, financial, physical, and information resource of an organization to reach its goal effectively and efficiently. So when we talk about human resource management, it's always there is a human capital and human resource activities. So what is human capital? So human capital is a collective value of capability, knowledge, skill, life experience, motivation, habit of an organizational workforce. And for human resource activity can be identified by 7 categories. It is an equal employment opportunity, staffing, talent management, compensation and benefit, health, safety and security, employee and labor relations. We're gonna discuss about the relation between organizational culture with the human resource. So organizational culture consists of the shared value and belief that give member organization meaning and provide them with the rule for behavior. By combining a human resource strategy with the development of an organizational culture, it is a hope from me that the way employee work and behave can be produced a more efficient for organizational system. So for conclusions, good culture will contribute a good performance by the worker. So there is several areas that part of this relation, which is human value, competitive advantage, coordinated effort, and division of labor. Next, we're gonna talk about the relation about organizational how ethical issue can be affect for a human resource management. So human resource management is always related to human or a worker in an organization. Of course, ethical issue can affect the management of human resource in the organization. An unethical act, either from the worker or the company, will certainly have a great impact for human resource management, because as we know, the purpose of human resource management is to create a competent professional worker in their duties so that they can bring success, and if there are ethical issues, it can be considered as an unprofessional, which will affect human resource management. Of course, human resource also facing several challenges today, like in this era. According to survey, some of the biggest challenges that we facing by human resource, namely adjusting benefit program due to increasing cost pressure, and restructuring the growth of information technology, particularly that link to internet, has influenced human resource management as it handles the number, location, and require activities of employee. The second one, attracting and retaining key employees. There is a challenge where to retain employees who are the key to the company's success. The third one, planning for replacement for baby boomer when they retire. The fourth one, using talent management to train and develop capability for employee for future job needs. The fifth, dealing with the expanded personal and organization use for HR technology through blogs, wiki, Twitter, text messaging, and other formats. The sixth one is complying with revised and changing federal, state, and local legal requirements affecting discrimination, treatment error, unionization, and other issues. The major role of HR management are also being transformed while this era is year by year, time by time. So in the current era, human resource management has become a very important role in an organization, which initially only had a role of supervisor, hiring an employee, paying employee, managing employee career, resolving dispute between employee and management, and so on. But in the current era, seeing the importance of the role human resource in organization success not only playing a role in the past. So human resource nowadays has a role of agent of change for the company by producing quality and professional human resource. They are also advocate for a worker. They can also be a bridge for relation between the employee, manager, and worker, so as the lead company to the success. As I said in the first video, that human resource have a key competency for organizational success. So there are several key competencies that needed by human resource professional. That is, the first one is sustainability. Sustainability is being able to continue to operate, survive, and adjust to significant change, balancing business need and social factors such as layoff, job losses, business reputation, ethic, and other factors that make sustainability a part of human resource is changing business environment. Other key competencies are strategic knowledge and impact means, legal, administrative, and operational capability, technology knowledge, and usage abilities. There is also a question why certification is really important for human research. So why it is so important is because certification can be valuable to individual and useful to employers as they select and promote certified individuals. So in the human research area, there is a core competency that possible in some area in human research, that is the productivity, which is how to improve one ability to achieve the expected work research based on the potential of the existing human research, quality and service. That means the quality of human research in the organization, employee skill, which is human research maximize the potential and skill possessed by human research in the organization, and the last one is innovative changes. So when we talk about human resource management, there is also human capital that we talked about in the first video. What's the difference between them? What's the difference between human capital and human research? So human capital refer to skill, training, experience, education, knowledge, know-how, and competencies currently contribute to a business. It considers human as asset, so it measures by a value development, while human research are a collection of available human skill, knowledge, expertise that can be taken and developed when needed. This considers human as research, which are measured by employee performance. So we already discussed a lot about human resource. We talk about the difference between human capital and human resource, how human resource challenged today, and how key competency that possible in human resource area. So what is the real human resource function in an organization? So at the first one, we already talked about human resource activities, which it still can be considered as a function for human resource in an organization. So there is 7 function, like main function human resource in an organization. The first one is strategic human resource management. So this is human resource play part of maintaining organizational competitiveness, strategic planning for HR effectiveness, planning technology, and etc. The second one is equal employment opportunity, which this part will talk about diversity, compliance, and etc. The third one is staffing. The goal of staffing is to ensure that an organization has an adequate supply skilled people to fill an open position. So human resource management need to take a right person in the right place. The third one is talent management and development. Talent management and development begin with new employee orientation and involve several sort of training. So the fifth one is total reward. People are rewarded accomplishing organizational tasks through compensation, incentive, and perks. The sixth one is risk management and worker protection. Employers must manage a variety of workplace hazards in order to safeguard employees by adhering to regulatory standards and being more responsive to workplace health and safety issues. The seventh one, employee and labor relation. This is the last main function, I think, for human research, which is human resource management take part to maintain the relation and growing the relation between manager and their employee. So it is because this relation must be handled legally and effectively to lead business to a success. So in the book called Human Resource Management by Robert L. Mathis and John H. Jackson, there is figure 1.2 in the books. So figure 1.2 in the books here describe the grouping of 7 functions of human resource, namely strategy, human resource management, equal employment opportunity, staffing, talent management and development, total reward, risk management and worker protection, and employee and labor relation. Additionally, in the figure also explain external forces, namely legal, economic, technological, global, environmental, cultural or geographic, political and social, significantly affect how human resource functions are designed, managed, and changed in an organization. After we talk about main function for human research, we are gonna talk about human research contributing role. So there are several contributing roles for human resource management, including the role of human resource in influencing organizational culture, where human resources play a big role in organization culture. It also influences how the culture exists in an organization, such as the culture of selecting worker or the culture of training in a company. The second one, the contributing role by human resource management is human research affecting company productivity. where human resource management is aimed at improving organizational productivity. So productivity at the organization level ultimately affect profitability and competitiveness in a for-profit organization and total cost in a non-for-profit organization. The third one, the contributing role, is human resource role in a social responsibility. So part of human resource management is to ensure that social responsibility is integrated into the organizational culture. The fourth one, contributing role by human resource is customer service and quality linked to HR. HR have a role to link the social responsibility, customer service, and quality significantly affect how organizational effectiveness. And the last one is the role of human resource culture and employee engagement. However, human resource management also have a role to maintain employee engagement. What is employee engagement? It is the extent to which individuals feel linked or feel bound to organizational success and how the organizational perform positively. So we're gonna take a deep down for the contributing role, which is what is organizational productivity? So organizational productivity is measurement of the amount, quality of work completed while taking into account of cost the resource employed. Productivity may be a competitive advantage since it allows for lower pricing or greater income when the expense of producing goods and services are reduced by efficient procedure. Here are also several approaches to enhance organizational productivity. Namely, the first one, organizational restructuring, involve eliminating layer of management and changing reporting relationship. The second one is redesign work, often involve having a fewer employee who work longer hours and perform multiple job states. It may also involve replacing workers with capital equipment or making them more efficient by use technology or new process. The third one is aligning human resource activity means making human resource effort consistent with organizational effort to improve productivity. The fourth one, outsourcing analysis, involve human resource in conducting cost-benefit analysis to justify an outsourcing. So while we talking about productivity, there an article in the book Human Resource Management by Robert L. Mathis and John H. Jackson about growing green in HR. So maybe a lot of people questioning about that. What is a growing green in HR? So growing in HR is when human resource can have a role in greening an organization or business, because with reforestation, it is believed that will be a several benefit, such as reduced operational costs linked to HR policies on recycling, creating less waste, pollution, reducing lighting and power usage, and many other means. This is also explained that it's very important for human resource to play a role in green effort. They need to communicate, train, and enforce relevant green requirements with employee and manager across the organization. Okay. After we talk about productivity, we are also gonna take a deep down other contributing role. So the first one is customer service and quality linked to HR. HR have a role to link the social responsibility, like I said before. Customer service quality and significantly affect organizational effectiveness. Here explain that human resource has a role to improve service and quality of worker, because sometimes the measurement of performance of employee is by employee job satisfaction, which can also be influenced by positive customer satisfaction. The next one is employee engagement and human resource culture. This is explain how human resource have a role to maintain employee engagement. What is employee engagement? The extent to which individual feeling the organizational success and how the organizational perform positively. Employee engagement play a key role in relation between the worker and the organization. The next one is social networking and engagement. So social networking is an integral part of employee engagement, which human resource play a role to maintain the engagement. This network involves communication with other employee, no coworker, community contracts, and more. So after we talk about human resource contributing role, we are gonna talk about the relation between business ethic and human resource management consequence. So business ethic describe how organization or workers should behave. Business ethic also provide teaching on how to hire employee, how employee behave, training provided for employee newcomers, compensation for employee, and so on. So this also has a relationship with HR management consequence, because with the existence of business ethic, it is expected or hoped that there will be a higher employee job satisfaction and reduce employee turnover, higher job performance, and so on. So after we talk about business ethic and human resource relation, a lot of people must be very curious about what is human resource management will be challenged in the future, in current and the future. So as human resource changes within our organization, of course the challenge faced will change. Predictions were made about the challenge that might be faced in the future, namely organizational cost pressure and restructuring, since HR management has been impacted by the rise of information technology, particularly that related to the internet, as it deals with the quantity, location, and needed types of worker. As a result of this change, several companies have reduced their workforce while rushing to recruit and keep individuals with new skill set than were previously required. Other new challenges that might be faced in the future is economy and job change. With the shift in the U.S. and global economy in the past year have changed the number and the type of job present in the United States. This has become the new challenge for human resource to be faced in the future, and maybe start in this era. Then we're gonna talk about talent management and development in human research. So what is talent management and development? So talent management and development explain that's the process of developing, improving the skill of talent and the employee is needed so that they can face new challenges that human resource may face. Human resource must have an idea about talent management and development so that the worker can survive and improve and keep improving performance during a workforce and a job change. While talking about how the new challenges will be faced by human research, there is a statement about greater user of human resource technology. The greater user of technology are affecting how human resource activity are performed in many ways. For me, I'm agree to that statement. because in today's modern era, the use of technology is very influential in both business, profit and non-profit organization. This also shows that the better human resource management use technology, the better they will do their job. Example or evidence that show the greater technology user will be better at carrying out their activities. This can be in the form of, in the current era, social networking is the most important thing among all of the worker. Next, look for employee with talent and skill who can easily achieve qualification using technology and so on. So if I become human resource manager, how do I manage my human resource in organization? So the first one I will do is I will do a planning and allocating human resource so that everything is directed. That mean by allocating is right person in the right place. So I need to know more about my worker, what my worker's skills, so that I can put him or her in the right place. Next one, second one is provide direction, vision, and purpose to create a culture to instill in the worker. The third one is I want to develop an environment where employees choose motivation and contribution and provide the best quality service to create a higher job satisfaction. The fourth one, I will provide information that tell people how successful and how they still become the witness of them, so they can learn from their mistake and continue to improve. The fifth one, I will offer opportunity for formal and informal development. The sixth one, I will be a role model. I will be an example in work ethics and treatment of people and empowerment who are worth emulating others. The seventh, I will add outstanding organizational effort to listen and serve customer. The eighth, I will removing barrier to employee progress. I want to my employees keep progressing to become a better way of human research for my company. So from all of what we talked before, we are know that the role of human resource management is fall into three major area. These are the very major area. The first one is staffing. The second one is employee compensation and benefit. The third one is defining and design work or give a training to an employee. So essentially, the purpose of human resource management is to maximize the productivity of an organization by optimizing the effectiveness of its employee. All of this is done to produce competent, professional, ethical human research in an organization that will lead the success for an organization, business, company, and etc. So after we talk about human resource management in organizations, so there is some question in the book of Human Resource Management by Robert L. Mathis and John H. Jackson about to improve our critical thinking to this chapter, which is human resource in organization. So the first session is about discuss about several areas which human resource can affect organizational culture positively or negatively. So for me, the first one is employee relation. For employee relation, organizational culture may be influenced by rapidly addressing and resolving workplace issues, promoting open and honest communication between management and employee, and expressing that human resource is an advocate for the firm and its people. So I think human resource affect employee relation in a positive way. For the next is compensation. So for the compensation and benefit are crucial in recruiting and keeping top employee. It can have a negative influence on a company culture if you aren't paying the employee fairly, or if there are significant pay disparities between executive and employee. So I think human resources kind of give a negative influence if there is not fairly compensation between the worker. So the third one is effective leadership. So supervisor, manager, in addition to HR, are responsible to maintaining a strong workplace culture via effective leadership. Effective leadership entail delegating responsibility based on employee ability and interest, as well as acknowledging individual contribution to the department and the business. That's why I think human resources affect positively for organizational culture for effective leadership. The second question in the critical thinking is about give some example ethical issue that I have experienced. Because I still a student, I never experienced it at job. But when I was in an organization in my college, in my university, there were a few problems that arose in the organization, namely dispute between member and the assistant of member who behave unethically by forgetting their responsibility. Of course, human resources play an important role to resolve this problem experience. Human resources resolve problem between member by the organization by taking information on problem that occur and bringing both parties together and discussing it, or is named reconciliation. Of course, all of this done in the interest of organization success to accomplish the goals. The third question is why it is important for human resource management transform from being primarily administrative and operational to becoming more strategic contributor. It is very important because this is done to help organization meet its goal. Human resources must transform from administrative function to a strategic function. Because if they do not, that it means they are working against the entire organization. Also, human resources need to have this strategic role in business as the recruitment and retention process of a good candidate is becoming more competitive and difficult. Transforming into strategic contributor can also increase value of human capital to accrue distinct competitive advantage. This advantage include executive succession, labor cost efficient, and legal compliance. The first question is, assume that I am a human resource director with a staff of 7 people. Like, I'm gonna there is some certification for human research. We already talked about how certification is important, so I'm gonna tell you there is some certification, so the important detail for each certification. So the first one is Employee of the Month certification. The certification is dedicated to the employee that gain the highest sale of the month or have the best work performance of the month. The second one is Service Anniversary Award. This kind of certification is for employee that reach 10 years of service in the company. The third one is Best Project Award. So this certification is dedicated to the most project proposal that happened and contributed in the company. The fourth one is certification of appreciation. This is dedicated to the team or employee that always fail but keep on fighting to give a best project. The fifth one is promotion award. The certification is dedicated to the one who will be promoted in the company. So after that four question in the critical thinking, there is also two question in the book Human Resource Management on page 32 about human resource experiential problem solving. So the first question is about what legislative act prompted many U.S. companies to develop internal ethical policy and procedure. Actually, I'm kind of blur about this, but I did some researching and I found that an act called the Sarbanes-Oxley Act prompted U.S. firms to develop and embrace internal ethical rule and process. Penalty for ethical misbehavior are also included in this act. The act established financial reporting requirements as well as internal control and process such as human resource management. It also laid out steps of certifying the accuracy on their financial record. This accounting control was designed to prevent executives in a company from acting in morally unethical or illegal manner. The second question is, what the key concepts are related to business ethics that should be considered in the development of the ethics training program? So here is some key concept related to business ethics that should be considered in the ethics training program. The first one is business value. Business value is the one of key area or topic which should be truly covered while making a training program. This gives a proper understanding or idea to all of the people or workers on what are the core values which should be taken into the consideration while doing any business. The second one is general principle. General principle are used to understand a business value in deeper sense. Some of the principles could be the business profit, customer satisfaction, corporate social responsibility, and other aspects which are integral part of doing any business. The third one is the task ownership. So the task ownership, if any task is assigned to the particular individual, he or she should take the full ownership of that task and try to complete that in best possible manner. It eventually instills a sense of responsibility and confidence into the individuals. The fourth one is management help. So management help understanding the importance of management, and its importance should be well covered in the training program. All the grievance concerns can be well handled by the management is to be well understood by all the individual. So after that, there is on book Human Resource Management by Robert L. Mathis and John H. There is a case on page 33 dealing with human resource culture, business research success at Google, Script, and UPS. So the first question is asking about how does the integration of human resource in the organizational culture contribute to success of Google, Script, and UPS. To find idea, go to the corporate website for each of this company and search for the additional insight. I'm actually do it. So after I do some checking on the corporate website, so I think the reason for success in company Google is the human resource. The company was completely focused over the work environment. The second one, the company is completely focused about providing the employee with flexibility so they can attain the desired result. The third one is the company decided to establish effective administration for efficient human resource practice. The third one, they are making the best use of technology. Human resource effort got reduced. The second one is reason for success in company script. For a company script, in the company, human resource is very crucial element in deciding the strategy, goal, and effort. The company focus over the culture made to retain the employee. The human resource also support the core value and the culture. The third one, the organization also focus is to pay the employee as per performance. And the fifth, the company has a focus on leadership development. Next, we're gonna talk about reason for success in a company UPS. For company UPS, human resource main objective is to keep the employee informed about the company objective by interactive communication. They also have a set of code to conduct for the operation to review the employee. Thus, the above mentioned that I mentioned before are the human resource practice will lead the success of this organization. The second question is discuss about how some of the cultural facets mentioned compared to the among employer you have worked for, and explain the difference in view of these various employer. So culture reveal a lot about an organization action and belief, which improve the working environment for human resource and other employee. It could be an organizational culture, a religious culture, or a family culture. But while what they all have in common is the following, which instill certain role in individual. The employer cultural perspective on the organization differ, but one thing that all three companies had in common was a focus on the employee. Company Google prioritized employee comfort, while company Script prioritize goal development and leadership development. And for company UPS, prioritize employee ethical code. Okay, for the conclusion for today's class, that we must need to know how important a human resource management is in an organization, and how human resource management become a fairly central key because of the importance of human as a result of human as a capital in operating the organization. Today we also learn how human resource management has a contributing role, and how human resource management can affect organizational culture, such as the productivity of human resource management effect of social responsibility, and etc. We also learn what are the challenges that human resource management is facing today era, and how certification is very important in human resource management. Of course, in today's lecture, I got a new knowledge and better understand the role of human resource in the organization. I will apply today's knowledge to every time I get role in an organization, or when I'm in the world of work. Where I have to be able to learn manage human resource in an organization, and include the role of human resource management in the organization to lead my company in the future, maybe to a successful. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.